Look, I need to tell someone about this mess at work because it's driving me absolutely crazy, and honestly, I think I'm losing my mind over it. I'm Chelsea, I'm 24, and I've been dealing with this situation for almost a year now, and it's getting worse every single day. So we hired this guy Dan about 12 months ago, and from day one, something was off about him, like, seriously off. He's 27, seems normal enough on paper, but the way he acts around women is just weird, and frankly, it's starting to really tick me off. The first few weeks he was here, we all tried to be welcoming because that's what you do when someone new starts, right? Me and the other girls, there's Megan who sits 2 desks over from me and Sarah who's in the cubicle behind mine. We all made an effort to include him in conversations, invite him to lunch, ask about his weekend plans. You know, normal workplace stuff. But this guy would give us these super short answers and then just walk away or turn back to his computer like we weren't even there. At first, we thought maybe he was just shy or nervous about the new job, but it became pretty clear pretty fast that wasn't the case. What really started to bug me was how he'd cut conversations short whenever any of us women tried to talk to him about anything that wasn't directly work-related. Like I'd ask him if he had any fun weekend plans, and he'd just say not really and then immediately start typing or looking at papers or whatever. But then I'd see him talking to the guys about sports or movies or whatever for like 20 minutes at a time. It was so obvious and, honestly, kind of rude. The breaking point for me was when I invited him to join our lunch group one day. We always go to this little place down the street, and it's usually pretty fun. And he just said, "Thanks, but I have other plans," without even looking up from his desk. But then later that same day, I saw him laughing and joking around with Jake and Marcus from accounting like they were best friends or something. It was like a totally different person. Between you and me, it started to feel personal pretty quickly. I mean, I'm generally pretty good with people, and I've never had someone just completely ignore me like that. Megan noticed it too, and Sarah was getting frustrated because she tried multiple times to strike up conversations with him, and he'd just give her these one-word answers before walking away. We started talking about it more and more because it was just so bizarre. What made it even weirder was watching him with the male coworkers. He'd join their conversations about random stuff, laugh at their jokes, even participate in their little work fantasy football thing they had going. But with us? Nothing. Absolutely nothing beyond good morning and have a good evening, and even those felt forced and fake. I tried giving him the benefit of the doubt for a while, thinking maybe he was just awkward around women or maybe he had some social anxiety issues or something. But the more I watched him interact with everyone else, the more it became obvious that this was a deliberate choice he was making. He was choosing not to be friendly with the women in the office while being perfectly normal and social with all the guys. Sarah was the first one to say what we were all thinking, that his behavior was creating this weird, uncomfortable atmosphere where the women felt excluded and unwanted. Like, why should we have to walk on eggshells around this guy when he's clearly capable of normal human interaction? It just didn't make sense, and honestly, it was starting to really get under my skin in a way that surprised me. The more we talked about it, the more frustrated we all became. Here we were, trying to be welcoming and inclusive, and this guy was just shutting us down at every turn while being buddy-buddy with all the men. It felt wrong and unfair, and frankly, it was starting to affect how I felt about coming to work every day. Something had to give, and I was getting tired of pretending like his behavior was acceptable when it clearly